What is up, Hot Wheels racing fans? You're watching the NASCAR Nitro Series on the HSL Diecast Racing channel. And get pumped, it is time to kick off the 1991 Nitro Racing Series season. And as some of you may not know, the TT in Nitro originally stood for time travel, as they went to Langhorne Speedway and Riverside Speedway in the 2024 season, and raced at NASCAR Speedway for the finale just last month. So now last season's 10 fastest field fillers take on the best of 1990s Nitro Series drivers. And here is your starting lineup. The top 10 finishers in this race are going to be your top 10 starters of the next one, as I test my new track pieces, see how the cars race on them, see how you guys like it. I did get quite a few new track pieces, and there's still some more in the mail, so I'm excited about that. Just like these guys are excited about that hot new band Nirvana. They just released an album I can't wait to listen to for the first time after this race. We're going to kick things off with Paul Menard on the pole position. Here at Tiburon Speedway, the middle two lanes are positions 1 and 2, because this is home of the 6-2 funnel chute. A new track addition for the 2026 mail-in season. Tyler Bloodfish and Marky Mart are starting 3rd and 4th, a pair of T-Bird stalkers who are both veterans of the Lord Shank Racing Channel, as is the 26 of Ricardo Roberto, also in the previous generation T-Bird stalker. Stinger, Jeff Fuller, and Jimmy round out the rest of the field, and the gates are down. Tyler Bloodfish and Marky Mark in those lightning fast T-Bird stalkers from the future, running away from the rest of the field. And would you look at Ricardo Roberto gets flipped vertically from the funnel chute. Marky Mart leads the lap, and it looks like Ricardo Roberto is the only casualty on the first lap here. Everybody else is still on their wheels. Tyler Bloodfish off the track moves to last place. We're going to show you Ricardo Roberto's wreck on the slow motion replay, and it looks like he would have recovered if not for Stinger's car being there to stop him from flipping back onto his wheels. And speaking of Stinger, the gates are down for lap number 2. He flies away with no pusher away from the rest of the field, but this time Jimmy flies past him on the front straight. Jimmy's going to lead the lap, and Marky Mart's going to steal second place. And we have a couple cars on the roof. Cautions out for an El Flippo. We've got Paul Menard on his roof, still the only flea market car to beat mail-ins in a points-paying race. And now it's time for lap number 3. Jimmy and Marky Mart, so far the class of the field. Stinger's got a pretty fast car too. Ross Chastain biding his time in the middle of the pack. And they're heading into the turns. Cautions out another El Flippo. Your front runner, Marky Mart, alongside Tyler Bloodfish, both on their roofs and out of the race. Marky Mart tries to recover, gets stopped by the guardrail. And all of a sudden, Ross Chastain moves up from 4th to 1st in one lap, heading into lap number 4. And the gates are down the field for this segment in half, with 2 laps to go. Ross Chastain with half a car length lead over Jimmy, just like the very first Nitro Series season. And it's going to be Ross Chastain leading with 1 lap to go. Stinger steals second place from Jimmy. Ross Chastain and Stinger are going to lead the field down for the final lap. And now the gates are down. They're side by side. Ross Chastain, Stinger. And now Jeff Fuller's throwing himself into the mix. Ross Chastain with a car length lead heading into the funnel chute. Him and Jimmy are side by side. It's going to be Ross Chastain takes segment number 1 at Tiburon. Jimmy to the seconds race and Stinger to the thirds. And now it's time for segment number 2. On the pole position for this segment, you have Elmo Langley. Next to him, front row Joe. On the outsides in 3rd and 4th, Vito, Oonce Nightlife, and Martin Truex Jr. And starting in 5th, you have the 37 of Carl Recco in that Fox Body Mustang, the 41 of Ricky Craven, the 5 of Texas Terry, and the 28 of Davey Allison make up the 2nd row. Elmo Langley, your runner-up to Field Filler of the Year in the mail-in stock series. One of the best flea market cars, only lost on a technicality because Paul Menard won that race. And now the gates are down. Look at Carl Recco and Vito Nightlife, far and away ahead of the rest of the field. They bunch up. Texas Terry doesn't make it through the funnel chute on the first lap. That's an El Flippo. His season is off to a rocky start, and it looks like there's another car on their roof too. It's a triple DNF. Texas Terry's flip triggers the first big one of the season. Davey Allison and front row Joe were involved too. Horrible start to the season for all 3 of those guys. Starting off the points race in a hole, only 6 races long. Their season might already be over unless a miracle happens with one of these front runners. And now the gates are down for lap number 2. Carl Recco throws a block on the rest of the field, leads lap number 2. In that lightning fast Fox Body Mustang, Vito Nightlife stays in 2nd place. Elmo Langley moves up to 3rd. The 3 of them have to be the favorites for this segment heading into lap number 3. And look at this start that Vito gets off the jump. Carl Recco side by side for the lead. gets flipped over on the guardrail. Carl Recco on his roof and out of the race. That lightning fast rookie was making quite the impression in his first career start. His day's over, some bad luck for him. Keep an eye out, the guy has got some raw talent. And now the gates are down for lap number 4. Vito Nightlife running away from the rest of the field. A whole car length, but Martin Truex tries to catch up in the funnel chute. He side drafts Martin Truex and takes the lead. Vito Nightlife will lead the field down for the final lap. And the gates are down once more. Vito Nightlife with a car length jump over the rest of the field. Martin Truex and Elmo Langley battling for second place. Elmo Langley gets into the back of Martin Truex, knocks him on his lid, drives off the track. It's going to be Ricky Craven to the seconds race as Vito Nightlife flies away from the rest of the field by 2 whole track segments into the main event. And Martin Truex cannot be happy with Elmo Langley right now. Completely destroyed what could have been a great points day for the both of them. Don't be surprised if there's going to be further confrontations between the two of them later on in the season. Now it's time for segment number 3. In the first 2 spots, we have Dale Jarrett next to Robbie Gordon. Both of them had top 10s against the mail-ins last year. The rest of this field is stacked. Cole Trickle, Alan Kulwicki, Johnson Jr., Rusty Wallace, Bubba Wallace. A ton of lightning fast cars in this segment. This could be anybody's segment. The gates are down for lap number 1. And look at that push Cole Trickle gets from Johnson Jr. Cole Trickle, your 2-time 1989 and 1990 champion, looking like the class of the field once more. Harry Hogg and Ray Evernham and Rick Hendrick built a serious machine there. And we got another El Flippo. That looks like it's Bubba Wallace and Rusty Wallace on their roofs and out of the race. Both of the Wallaces are not related. We're casualties of the funnel chute. Once again, Cole Trickle, smooth as butter through there. Now Jeff Bodine up to second place. For lap number 2, a clean lap. Johnson Jr. moves up to second place. And it's going to take a lot to beat Cole Trickle here. Now Johnson Jr. side by side heading towards the bottom of the split track. But Cole Trickle unbeatable throughout the funnel chute, it seems. He's led all 3 laps so far. Johnson Jr. this time moves up to second place. And it looks like we've got a driver on his roof. That is the number 7 of Robbie Gordon. That leaves 5 cars left in the segment. Now we have 5 cars left, 2 laps to go. Cole Trickle and Johnson Jr. leads the field down at the gate. But look at this. Johnson Jr., Jeff Bodine, and Alan Kulwicki pulling away from Cole Trickle. He falls back to 4th. And it's a 3-way collision in the funnel chute. The whole field spinning out of control. Jeffrey Bodine draws the short straw. He's on his side out of the race. Cautions out El Flippo for Jeffrey Bodine. Johnson Jr. is going to lead the lap, and he chooses the outside lane for lap number 5. Remember, there is no HSL junkyard. This is set 35 years ago. It was not built yet. Cole Trickle recovers from that poor lap to lead it, heads to the finish line. Cole Trickle to the main event. Johnson Jr. to the seconds race. And now it's time for the 4th and final segment of your Tiburon 500. And starting in the center lanes is Darrell Waltrip and Christian Fittipaldi, both of whom had some pretty strong showings against the mail-ins last season. And starting in 3rd and 4th is Bill Elliott and E. Marshall. Both showed some potential in the first non-mail-in season. And on the outside is Morgan Shepherd back in his old ride. That blue car, the Holman Moody special of Marco Andretti. That white number 1 of Jeff Gordon. And, of course, Chef Squid in the 317. Once again, a lot of fast cars. Bill Elliott, E. Marshall, Christian Fittipaldi, and Morgan Shepherd all showed some promise on the track before. All of them are still looking for their first career win. And look at that, an awesome start for Awesome Bill from Dawsonville. Navigates that funnel chute flawlessly, while E. Marshall wrecks himself and backs up the rest of the field behind him. And cautions out for the big one. It's a triple DNF, E. Marshall, Marco Andretti, and that number 1 IROC Pontiac of Jeff Gordon. Gordon didn't even make it to the turn. I don't think that dude's got a really bright future in the world of auto racing, if you ask me. Well, now it's time for lap number 2. And once again, your 1988 Nitro Series champion, Bill Elliott, running away from the rest of the field. Chef Squid bringing some of that sub-4 RA form back, running for second place, running away from everybody else. We've got another El Flippo. This time it's Christian Fittipaldi on his roof and out of the race. A disappointing finish for him. He was one of the favorites after dicing it up with Puff and Uncle Elvis and Mark D in the regular season last year. And now it's time for lap number 3, and trouble for Chef Squid in the identical casting. Maybe it's an issue with Buick's racing program for 1991, as that T-Bird stalker of Bill Elliott continues to fly away from the Buicks of Chef Squid and Darrell Waltrip. Bill Elliott and Morgan Shepherd have the segment on lock for Ford once more, and the gates are down for lap number 4. And look at this, a great start for Chef Squid this time. Chef Squid overcoming the mechanical issues on the previous lap, to take over second place. But he's going to need a perfect start and quite a bit of luck to overtake Bill Elliott, who, as everybody knows, 4 years ago set the world record for the fastest qualifying time at Talladega. And that record will probably never be broken. And now the gates are down for the final lap, and once more, Chef Squid goes flying off the track, recovers but jumps the guardrail once more. He'll be going to the 4th race today. Darrell Waltrip, not making any noise during the segment racing, quietly steals second place, and now it's time for the 4th and 5th race. Only 3 drivers in the 4th and 5th race, lots of El Flippos today, and Chef Squid's got to be the favorite here. He's got the fastest casting for sure, and look at that body slam he just laid out on Jeff Fuller. And we're going to slow this one down in the replay. Side by side in the funnel chute, Chef Squid's got quite the advantage on Jeff Fuller here. Body slams him in the middle of the turn, slides off away from him smoothly while Jeff Fuller goes flipping out of control. Epic maneuver by Chef Squid trying to get into that 3rd race, and it looks like that's not going to happen now. He stalls one more time at the start gate, and Dale Jarrett's running away. Those Buick Stalkers do have quite a bit less ground clearance than a lot of these other castings. But look at this, Chef Squid just punts him. And Chef Squid just comes out of nowhere, knocks him loose. I thought he was stuck up there. Chef Squid on to the 3rd race, and look at this start by Chef Squid. No stalling at the gate this time. Chef Squid, smooth as butter, running away from the rest of the field for lap number 1 of the 3rd race. He wants a top 10 in the worst way, because with the number of segments, that's exactly what getting into the 2nd race gets you. The gates are down there, 4 wide. Chef Squid loses some speed. Morgan Shepherd does as well, heading towards the funnel chute. But look at this. All 3 of them switching lanes in the funnel chute. And it's Elmo Langley that's going to come out on top and move on to the 2nd race. And Stinger gets the final spot in the top 10. That's right, there's only 4 segments, so that means 5 cars in the 2nd race and 5 cars in the main event. And now the gates are down for lap 1 of the 2nd race. Pretty tight heading into the funnel chute. Jimmy Johnson and Johnson Jr. fighting side by side. Johnson Jr. with the advantage for lap number 1. He's going to stay on the inside in the center lanes. And now the gates are down for that 2nd lap. Johnson Jr. stalls. Jimmy runs away with it. It's going to be Elmo Langley on the inside. Heading into the funnel chute, Waltrip and Craven collide. It's going to be Jimmy Johnson heading into the main event. Elmo Langley in 6th, Ricky Craven in 7th, Darrell Waltrip in 8th. Good points days for all of them. That's Johnson Jr. in 9th, and that's going to settle it. It is now main event time. On the pole for the main event is going to be Ross Chastain. Next to him, Vito Nightlife, Cole Trickle, Bill Elliott, and Jimmy, a.k.a. Jimmy Johnson. The gates are down. It's going to be Cole Trickle with a car length lead heading in and out of the funnel chute. Bill Elliott on his tail, Vito Nightlife in 3rd. Cautions out for an El Flippo. Jimmy Johnson's trip to the main event is going to be a short one. He's on his roof and out of the race. And it's 4 drivers. Ross Chastain, who won on this channel before, Bill Elliott, Cole Trickle, and Vito Nightlife. Bill Elliott takes the lead heading into the funnel chute, and it's going to be Bill Elliott by a car length for lap number 2. Bill Elliott now on the inside of the middle lanes. The gates are down. Everybody's smooth out of the start gate. Bill Elliott and Cole Trickle won the last 3 championships of the present day, side by side heading towards the finish line. And it's going to be Bill Elliott once again. Or was it Cole Trickle? It was too close to tell. We got to show you this one on the replay. And now here they are, Bill Elliott with a slight lead heading out of the turn. But look at this. Cole Trickle gets it by a split second at the very end. And he'll be leading the field down for the next lap. We got to zoom in even further, slow it down even further as Ross Chastain crosses the line for 3rd. Look at this. Here's where Cole Trickle makes the pass an inch away from the finish line. And it is Cole Trickle over Bill Elliott. One of the closest finishes you've ever seen on this channel. Now that gives Cole Trickle the crucial inside lane back with just 2 laps to go. He and Bill Elliott have been the class of the field all day, but it's Bill Elliott once more with a car length lead heading into the funnel chute. Cole Trickle not giving up. He reverse side drafts Bill Elliott, throws him onto the guardrail. Ross Chastain passes him for 2nd place heading into the final lap. This Chastain guy, who says he was not even born yet, is a Nitro Series champion from the future, and he can steal this race on the final lap here. But he's got to go through Cole Trickle and Bill Elliott to do it, not to mention Vito Nightlife, the retired mafioso turning his career around. And look at this, Cole Trickle and Bill Elliott side by side one more time. Ford and Chevy's flagship drivers for the win, and it's going to be Cole Trickle. Reverse side drafts Bill Elliott once more, has him stall out on the track, and Vito Nightlife's going to take 2nd place. And here is your first podium of the 1991 NASCAR Nitro Series season. Cole Trickle once more in victory lane. Vito Nightlife Bill Elliott for second and third. Great race for all three of these guys, starting off this short 6-race season with a huge points advantage over a lot of these other competitors. And would you have it, Ford and Chevy's flagship drivers, first and second place. And once again, Cole Trickle adding another win to his impressive career. By far the most exciting driver to watch in the Nitro Series, as long as he doesn't talk about Scientology in victory lane. Congratulations to Rick Hendrick and his star driver, Cole Trickle. And now let's take a look at these results. Vito Nightlife, Bill Elliott, Ross Chastain, and Jimmy round out your top 5 and your main event. Elmo Langley, Ricky Craven, Darrell Waltrip, Johnson Jr., and Stinger round out your top 10. Stinger got second in the seconds race. That is the top 10 cutoff. I was bad at math earlier on in the race. And since this is the season opener, this also doubles as your point standings. All the future races will have both the results and the point standings here. Alan Kulwicki, Chef Squid, and Morgan Shepherd. Dale Jarrett, Jeff Fuller salvages 15th place. Martin Truex Jr. and Jeff Bodine. Robbie Gordon, Tyler Bloodfish, and Marky Mart round out your top 20. Jeff Fuller in 15th was your lowest ranking finisher, which means there were 17 DNFs. That hotshot rookie Carl Recco posted a great qualifying time in his Fox Body Mustang. Crashed late in his segment. Paul Menard, Christian Fittipaldi. That Jeff Gordon guy rounds out last place. I really don't see any potential in him for a racing career. I mean, I have been wrong before. There was this one guy named Casey Atwood, this other guy, Buckshot Jones. They said they were from the year 2000. Neither of them were very good. I doubt they were very good in the year 2000 either. And further up, E. Marshall and Rusty Wallace, they both have some pretty fast cars. Christian Fittipaldi disappointed in his run. But they got 5 races to go in the 1991 season. Who knows what could happen between now and then. And if you're interested in sending your cars into the mail-in, seeing them race on this channel, send them out to HSL Diecast, P.O. Box 7, Wind Gap, Pennsylvania. Sign-ups are active for the 2026 NASCAR Nitro Series mail-in season. The link below is going to be on redlinederby.com. Also, you can message me on Instagram to sign up. We already have 17 mail-ins so far. Plenty of time to send your cars in. The Daytona 500 Speed Weeks doesn't start till the end of March. Hope you guys enjoyed this throwback to the 90s just for fun. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you out there on the track.